Alright, so I can't believe I'm making this video right now, like season 5 just came out, but honestly I don't feel that bad because this was kinda you guys' fault. I put up a community post and asked if it was too early to talk about the next legend in Apex, and as you can see by all of these replies, you guys don't care, you just want to see the next legend in the game, which is understandable. So here we are, 1 week later talking about the leaked season 6 legend. Now let me just say this real quick. Before I made this video, I actually had no clue who the next legend was gonna be until I remembered a certain piece of evidence. This image right here was sent to us by God himself because the accuracy in this picture is crazy. It was leaked a while ago, and as you can see, every single legend in this image so far has actually been released in the game. We've had Crypto in season 3, Revenant in season 4, and Loba in season 5. So this image has been extremely reliable, and if we're following it again, the next legend in Apex should be this guy right here, Rampart. Now lucky for you guys, his abilities have been found in the game file, so I'm going to be talking about that. But first I have to take a look at today's player of the day winner. I forgot to include this in my last video, so I'm doing it today. But if you want to be in my next player of the day, all you have to do is send me your best clips on Twitter, and once a week I'll pick someone to be in the player of the day. Now when you send me your clips, make sure you upload your clips as a tweet first and then send it to me, because if you just send me a video from your phone or from your PC, I won't be able to actually download that video. So upload the video as a post or a tweet and then send me that tweet as a DM. And one more thing, you see that red button below the video? Click it and subscribe for good luck in your next Apex pack.
Only you and me now.
Alright, so when I originally made videos on Loba and Revenant before they were released, those abilities that they had seemed very interesting. They were good, but they weren't OP by any means, right? Well, this guy right here, Rampart, his abilities do seem very strong, and if he does make his way into the game in this state, he most likely will be very OP. Now I want to take a look at this image again. So as you can see, Rampart is basically in his design alpha, or at least he was in his design alpha when all of these abilities were leaked. So basically what this means is that all of his abilities, his entire character, was near being locked down when this was leaked. So it's very possible that some of these abilities would have been changed and altered for final release. Now with that being said, I still don't think he'll be changed that much, because highest priority feedback basically means that only the most important things, the most serious issues would be looked at with him, and his abilities, his whole kit, most likely would have been locked down by then. So these abilities I'm going to be reading for you guys should give you kind of like a general overview of what type of legend to expect when a Rampart is released. Alright, so let's start things off with Rampart's first ability, Armed Cover. Builds cover that provides a damage boost to anyone standing near it, can be picked up and moved. Now this ability by itself doesn't sound too OP, I mean it does sound effective, but as I go through every single one of his other abilities, you guys will see why his entire kit is just so strong as it is. I can see an ability like this being very effective with someone like Caustic, because basically all Caustic has to do is gas an entire area. Rampart could use this armed cover and you and your teammates basically have increased damage while the enemies are gassed. So this right here does sound very effective. What do you guys think?
Hello, motherfucker.
Next up we have my friend Maxim. Places a mounted machine gun that anyone in the squad can use, uses heavy ammo. Now this is where things begin to get a bit OP, because the arms cover by itself was pretty good, it still was strong but it wasn't too OP, but having a mounted machine gun that anyone in the squad can use is kinda borderline overpowered. Now I forgot to mention that we don't know exactly what type of abilities these are going to be, so they could be his tactical, it could be his ultimate, we're not sure. I'm gonna guess that this right here is his ultimate and the armed cover is his tactical ability, because this mounted machine gun just seems so strong. But as I said, right, we're still not like completely sure on what ability is going to be which. Now with that said, right, this ability has to be an ultimate, because if it's not, it's going to be way too strong as a tactical, and let's not even talk about it being a passive, that just doesn't make any sense. So I'm guessing that this mounted machine gun, my friend Maxim ability, is gonna be his ultimate ability. What do you guys think? Now there's also been talk that Respawn has actually teased this ability already in the hunt. Now as you guys can see from this image, Loba is clearly using some sort of machine gun, and people have speculated that this is in fact the machine gun that Rampart will have when he comes into the game. Now I have my own personal theories about how I think Respawn is going to introduce Rampart in quests and kind of like link the next legend to the quests, but I'm going to hold off just a bit and wait to make like a separate complete video about that, because we still have more hunts to do in season 5 and the lore hasn't been fully developed as yet. His next ability is called Fixer. Swapping to melee equips a wrench players can use to repair structures. So not only do you have your armed cover ability as well as a mountain machine gun, but you also have a wrench you can use to repair these structures. That to me is kind of insane, because depending on how Respawn decides to balance this out, it could be very strong and kind of broken, because basically anybody in your squad can use the mountain machine gun, anybody can stand next to the armed cover and get increased damage for themselves, and you now also have the ability to repair these structures with the wrench. We still have 2 abilities left for Rampart, so most likely Respawn will cut this down to 3 abilities, but any 3 of these 5 abilities could potentially end up in the game. So next up we have cover fire. Firing from the armed cover overcharges your weapon damage. So this is basically just repeating the same thing as the armed cover ability. If you or anyone in your squad is firing from the armed cover, then that player will actually have increased weapon damage. So it's a very good ability right there. And the final ability for Rampart, I'm guessing that this right here is his passive, but this ability is called Gunner. LMGs have increased the magazine capacity and reload faster. So basically if you enjoy using the Spitfire, then you would want to use Rampart, because you have increased ammo as well as an increased reload time, which is extremely good for LMGs. So from all of these abilities right here, I'm guessing that Rampart will most likely be a defense legend. So he most likely will be in the same category as someone like Gibby, Caustic and Watson. My overall opinion right now on Rampart, I forgot his name. My opinion on Rampart right now is that he seems very strong, he seems very like useful in the game, like he could be actually very good in the current meta of Apex. To me it all depends on how Respawn actually goes about balancing him and how like effective his abilities will be, but in the state he currently is in the game files, he does seem kinda OP, not gonna lie. The armed cover ability as well as the mountain machine gun, my friend Maxim ability, those 2 abilities by themselves have the potential to be extremely game breaking, so I'm not sure as yet how I feel about them being in the game. As I said, it all depends on how Respawn decides to balance it out. I also want to mention that based on some leaks also found during this exact same time, Crypto might be able to actually hack into his turrets and kind of like disable them. So that's one example of how Respawn could balance out his abilities. Obviously Crypto's EMP should be able to like take down his armed cover and his mountain machine gun, but it's still way too early to tell if Rampart is in a good state, if he's in an OP state, because obviously we haven't even seen him in game. I mean, these leaks have been extremely credible since season 3 of Apex, so most likely these abilities will make their way in the game in some shape or form. So I wanted to just update you guys and show you what to expect when season 6 does drop. Let me know all your thoughts about Rampart in the comment section down below. Do you think he sounds OP? Do you think he sounds underpowered? Do you think he just sounds fine? What do you think of this next legend coming into the game? And do you actually want to see someone like this in Apex? Let me know. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in some more Apex. Till next time.